This is Jay High from Couch and Keyboard, and here I am again with another Smash player profile. Now, I was watching some Smash over the weekend, as I want to do, and I noticed pretty much the biggest Melee event was Super Fusion. And no one too crazy. Top seed was a former top 10 player, Slug, 404 Cray, which I did just post a video about. A few other pretty good players here and there. But it was like kind of like top 100 level, like to top 30 level Melee. I think Slug is technically like top 27 or something. But like generally it's kind of like, and I think that's a cool range to be in. But I noticed that Jigglypuff is everywhere now. I mean, if you look at this, Jamie got top 8, OG Kid got 9th, Big Buffalo got 13th, Fred Melee got 17th, Marcus X Athena and Abel got 25th. Like, and these are not considered to be like the top level puffs. Like HBox, SDJ, Dawson, Faust, Zasa, like Toussaint used to be up there. Like, there's a lot of puffs that have been becoming pretty big, but now Puff is everywhere. And so I feel like sometimes there's like temptation to kind of avoid Puff and just like, oh, it's a lame character. But Puff is a big part of the metagame. It's not like just one player out of everyone and there's maybe a few top 60. Like, no, Puff is good. So let's go ahead and get into the second best Puff, who is SDJ. Now, SDJ is from Texas, and they have been there for a while. I think active since like 2017, but started placing better in 2022, and now is in New York, but they have a lot of experience in Texas. Their main practice partner being Salt, more so like tournament opponent, I guess. But yeah, so pretty big deal nowadays, but kind of started from humble beginnings, to where it was their tag in their or their sponsor in their tag was not S2J, because SDJ and S2J are so similar, and S2J was the bigger player. But getting started in 2017, beat Bananas when Bananas was like right outside the top 100. Also Albert and Magi, not bad. Another Bananas win when Banana got much better. Snowy was like a Puff that people like to play against. I got a win in the Ditto there. 2019 started doing better. Got some Salt wins, SFOP. Got a Hugs win, a bunch of Bananas wins. Like doing fine, and then like we kept picking up those Texas wins of Bananas, SFOP, Salts. Even got a Lovage win. That's pretty cool. And then a few Bobby wins, all that. And then coming back after quarantine, pretty similar. Billy Bo Peep and Nut, also Calvar, Dreffin. That's not bad. But 2022 was when these really started to show up more. When Salt was doing better, doing good against Salt meant more. We had 5 against Bobby, Skurzo, Chudat, Palpa, Chango. 2 different. I don't know why Bobby had so many random start GGs or whatever, but doing pretty solidly in 2022. Mostly staying in Texas. Did travel occasionally, like Big House 9, but like entered a lot of stuff. Went to Genesis 65th, not terrible. Sometimes like people like they will save up for these events. They'll stay local. Maybe sometimes make a little bit of money, but generally not doing. You know, you're having to save up for these events. Riptide, Low Tide City was in Texas, so that was a good opportunity. And just kind of staying in region. Went to main stage 17th, not too bad. And then 33rd at Genesis, 7th at Low Tide City was a pretty big deal. Getting Saul after Saul had been having a pretty good year. And third at DreamHack Dallas, being Salt again. Losing to Bobby and Magi, you know, that's pretty fine. I think people think that Falco doesn't do good in the matchup, but I mean, sometimes you can do it. Didn't do great at CEO, but started to do better and better, and this Lost Tech City beats Scherzo, so solid there. And then just kept entering a ton. Sometimes you can kind of just force it down to where you were more likely to get ranked because of how much you enter. And Salt doing good made SDJ look better. Didn't do too hot at the very end of the year, but like did fine. And I think this might have been online actually. Yeah. And then start of the next year, beat Spark, which some people think is a pretty favorable matchup, but still, Spark was 20th seed, and Mexico, Squid, like those are good wins, 25th. And yeah, as a whole for the year, 2023 started getting a large variety of wins, beating Wizrobe, Salt 14 times, some of those locals, but that's very good. Magi, Axe, Zamu, Spark, Crudo, Quang, like tons of different players. I believe the Wizrobe win was. Let's see where it was. It was at off season and then again at Dome Park the next year. But SDJ had been doing pretty good, and if you don't want to count off season, that's fine. But overall, doing very well, beating Axe. This is, I think, before Axe had really refined the Fox. We see they've played a decent amount over the years. But yeah, so this was when Axe was still going Pikachu, and started going Fox more often. I think so. I'm pretty sure this was Fox. I'll have to double check it. But did get Low Tide wasn't always the best tournament for Axe. But yeah, SDJ doing very well. Like becoming more of a notable player, getting some good wins, getting in a top 30 for 2023. Very solid. And I think more known in 2024 for Gommel. Because there was that crazy last hit. Yeah, we see third here. Did pretty good. Magi, Prof, and Axe. Very solid run there. I think Salt ended up beating a lot at that event. But that's Shine. Zamu Crudo, not bad. 33rd at Big House, kind of fell down a little bit. But then 2024 started off really strong. Had a really good Genesis, getting 9th. 4-4 Cray, OG Kid, Juicebox, Triff, S2J, also Panda and Egg earlier on, only losing to Zane and Jmook. Very, very solid. And then pretty good at Collision, nothing too crazy, beating Ginger. Sometimes didn't do too hot, but Gommel beating Lunar Dusk and Toussaint Preeminent. And also having this crazy set with H-Box, like down to the wire, and it was super duper close. And so I was like, man, like these new puffs are definitely doing very well. And got some DK wins, lost to Kim and Axe. That's pretty fine. And then Warehouse War got 9th, beating Ben, solid. Riptide got top 8. Beating Morse, Holiday, and Polish. Sometimes Puff Samus is pretty hard. But yeah, doing pretty solid. And then I mentioned Dome Park, but also Preeminent maybe in Fro. Solid wins, only losing to Josh Mankadoran. And got a Wizrobe win here, an AMSA win, and also a Nikki win. This was pretty incredible because Nikki also had a really good run. At this event, but AMSA had beaten H-Box so many times. I mean, I made the video yesterday about best Yoshis of all time, and I mean, beating H-Box, what was it? At least 11. It was like somewhere in the early teens, like 11, 12, or 13, something like that. But like having that many wins on H-Box and still like SDJ, they were able to beat AMSA. Really impressive. And yeah, ended up getting number 16 in the year, and then 2025 we saw top 10 SDJ, where we see these two wins right here. I mentioned Gommel last time. Well, the next Gommel You know, got ninth here, did pretty good. Beat Moki, that's going to be very good. Moki had been putting his head down to make sure that he was getting good at the Puff matchup with H-Box. And like being good and playing the same character as one of the best players in the world, you have to learn matchups. You have to differentiate yourself. Like it takes more work because you can't just cheese someone if they're familiar with the matchup. Beating Moff, Nikki, Plup here at tipped off, very good. Gommel, incredible. So beat Nun, beat Rat Monster, who not a huge deal at the time, but was becoming a big deal. And then H-Box and Cody back to back. Then lost to Zane, where Zane has had H-Box's number, and then lost to H-Box in run back. Very, very good one. I mean, 3 and 6 upset factors back to back. Very, very, very good. And I mean, this pretty much carried SDJ. Like these 2 wins, like yeah, there's other stuff that's good, but like these are the main ones that helped SDJ get, I think, 6th on the summer ranking. Didn't do amazing here. Beat Laud, and Laud's actually pretty good at the matchup. Yeah, 7th at Collision. Laud got the run back. Also lost to Aklo. They beat Triff and Nikki. So having those solid, like SDJ was stopping like a lot of the mid-tier runs, like with between Moores and Nikki trying to go Fox, but you know sometimes that Fox isn't quite as fresh as it could be. Having a rough Riptide, this was not great. I mean, Smash Poppy's good, and Joey Donuts is not even that bad either. But this was definitely not expected, and that's how it goes sometimes. I mean, sometimes we see SCJ not doing what we know they can do. Beating Rat Monster, Moth, Aklo, Triff at Fast Falls, very good. And then now it's Invitational. It looks like a lot of losses, but I mean, beating Axe, beating Nikki and Amsa again. SCJ is 2-0 on Amsa Lifetime. And Amsa's taking a break, so, I mean, you can kind of hold that. And, like, yeah, Amsa wasn't doing as good this year, but, like, I mean, a win on Amsa still means a lot. And, I mean, being able to be someone that you can just stop runs in their tracks, it's really valuable. Like, it's a huge matchup check and a style check as well. A 1 Sunset Melee. Rat Monster looked very good in Winter Set of Grands, but SGJ came back very solid, Winners Finals, and SGJ came very strongly. I watched this set, and it was like, it seems like it's possible, but it's just slowly kind of snowballed. And I beat Spark twice, so yeah, pretty solid. Didn't do super hot recently, losing to Wizrobe and Cody, that's not bad. Meds and Frostbite. This is more so like a lack of opportunity to get good wins. And yeah, had also been doing well against players that have Xbox experience. Wizrobe finally getting a win there after 2 losses. Smash Valley lost to Cermeris and Kem. Kem has a lot of Dawson experience. Cermeris, I don't know of many Puffs that Cermeris has played, but Peach is starting to show up again in the Puff matchup. People are really trying that out. And we've seen Cermeris get a Axe and Mango wins before, so Cermeris has a potential to get upsets. But yeah, so SCJ, kind of coming back and forth, not always doing super strong, but I mean, getting top 10 for the year, number 8, is very, very good. And again, like providing a challenge for players that have HBox experience. I mean, Cody, Moki, Wizrobe, like getting these good wins. I guess this is all time. Aklo, 5 wins. Being in Tri-State now helps. Triff is not necessarily good at the Puff matchup, but SCJ is also good at matchups, being good against Falcon. Sheik is already a pretty good matchup, but I would say that people view Yoshi Puff as pretty doable. I think Amsa made people probably believe a little bit too much in it, but just the ability to have this large variety of wins is very impressive for STJ. And I think some people think, oh, they're lame, oh, it's just another Puff, I want to see someone faster. But I mean, I think Puff provides such an interesting, it adds so much to the meta. Because you have a light character that can still live a long time, and can also kill you immediately or wall you out. Like there's a lot of things that Puff can do. You see Puff players like can adapt their strategy as they go, and in a long best of five, like it really becomes like a story. And I think that even like the Puff Dittos are interesting. Like it, maybe you want to wait until like game three when the set could possibly ends. Like I wouldn't be surprised if someone, okay, bathroom break, I'll come back. But no, I mean, I just really think that SDJ is a valuable part of the meta right now. And not having past two majors, I don't know if you call Smash Valley a major, but like regional, super regional, something. Last two bigger tournaments hasn't done that great. But we'll see SDJ again soon. I don't think is going to out of the blue, so it won't be in Full House. But there's other events coming up, and yeah, I'm very interested to see if SCJ will stay in the top 10. Because, HBox is such a big part of the meta. Soonsei just beat HBox. So I wouldn't be surprised if people start doing better against Puff, because Puff is a common character now. I mean, probably more common than Falco, maybe more common than Marth, and that's pretty surprising. Puff is like you're having to play against a Puff very often. So yeah, gotta learn the matchup. And yeah, I want to see how SCJ will keep going. We'll see if getting more solid Fox experience with Aklo and Tri-State and just a variety of matchups there. I'm very curious to see how that'll turn out. So yeah,